Hi everybody from Stripe Sessions, and today I'm joined by Chris and Tony from a new product called Stripe Database. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Good. So first of all, Chris, why does Stripe need a database?
Yeah. So a challenge that we've heard from a lot of our developers is that it's really hard to get merchants' data into the right place at the right time. So to do this, we wanted to take what is the simplest approach. How do we get users access to all their data immediately in real time? So we're doing two things for this. Number one, we're building a next generation of Stripe data pipeline. And the first iteration of this is actually taking all of your data and putting it directly into a Google Sheet for you. But not just as a CSV export, as a one-time point-in-time snapshot. This Google Sheet actually is going to stay updated in real time. When a new payment happens, your Google Sheet gets updated within about 1 second.
Wow.
Beyond just the Google Sheets, we're building a database product. So it's the same idea. But instead of going to a Google Sheet, it's going to a Postgres database. So this is a Postgres database that we manage and host for you. And we take all of your public API data, sync all of it into this Postgres database, and then give you a connection string to let you connect to it and to either do ad hoc analytics, find out in real time what's going on with your account, or you can actually use this to build your application on it. So a user logs into your website, you need to know what tier they subscribe to. Instead of doing it in any of the other ways, you can actually just query this database directly, get your answer immediately.
Yeah. Now we'll take a quick look at this very soon, but this sounds like a massive technical challenge. And Tony, you've been on the technical team. What was the biggest challenge that you faced when you were putting all this together?
I would say it's restricting ourselves to only using the public Stripe API to accomplish this project. And we can't just, we have a lot of internal data sources at Stripe that we typically use. But the project started actually as an open source project by one of our really great customers, Supabase. And they built a solution, open sourced it, lots of other people started adopting it, and we found it. We decided, instead of just building something ourselves, we would just collaborate in the open with Supabase and extended it, contributed to it. But one of the constraints of that project is that it was only using the public Stripe API. And that is particularly challenging because the API doesn't actually give you, for example, the total count of how many objects there are. And it gave us actually a lot of empathy for our users building on top of Stripe to contribute to something that was already out in the open, and even how to deploy it. It's using a non-conventional tech stack by Stripe standard, and how do we get it into our system, work correctly with the rest of our infrastructure? These were surprisingly difficult challenges that we had to overcome while getting this working within Stripe.
Yeah. Well, Chris, show us how this works, because we can talk more about how it's put together and the pain points it solves, but best of all is to take a look at exactly how it's serving customers.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so users can enable a database either through the API directly or through the CLI or through the dashboard. Today we're going to look at how we're going to create this through the dashboard. And in this demo, we're both going to look at how do I create the database, but then more importantly, how does it actually work? How do you use it? So how to create it. Once you get to your data management tab, it's very straightforward. Add database, give it a name. Then below that, you see a list of all the tables. These are all the objects in the public API. And for the sake of this demo, I'm going to use payment intents and customers. I can sync everything in here. I can sync 1 or 2 tables, totally up to me.
So this is really almost everything a customer will be able to see within the Stripe universe. There's an enormous amount of data here. Yeah.
Yes. Everything within all the Stripe universe is immediately available real time.
Yeah.
I'm going to click Create Database. And now you can see here that it's backfilling.
Yeah.
Depending on how much data is in my account, this will take either a few seconds or a minute or two, up to 30 to 60 minutes. Here, I'm going to look at one of the databases that I've already created. This is a really straightforward view. This gives me the connection string, username, password, host, all those details. But from here, I want to show you how might a user actually use this. So if we look over here, this is a really simple little app that I built. This is Chris's Llama Shop. And this is not part of Stripe. This is a separate app that I built that looks at all of my customers, how many payments that they had, what's their lifetime spend. And if they've spent over $100, they're a member of the Golden Llama Club, and I can send them a little gift. Currently, it's only me and Tony, so I can send Tony a gift,
Nice.
and we get stars and llamas falling from the sky. But you can see on here that my friend Adit, he only has $25 payments so far. So I want to show you what happens if we give him another payment. I'm going to find a DIT in here. And this is just me simulating a payment for him. Give him... So, remember, this app is built directly on this database and in the Stripe dashboard. I click Create Payment. That payment is now going through. And then immediately, within my app, I see that a DIT is now a member of our Golden Llama Club.
That's very fast.
Super fast.
Yeah, it's a very low latency solution.
Super low latency. And to me, the coolest part of this is I didn't have to go and manage any other infrastructure. I didn't have to go and deploy a webhook for this. You can see in the code of this app that I built, this just gives it a connection string, and that's all I had to do for this.
That's fantastic. So in terms of the Google Sheets integration, how does that work?
Yeah. So for the Google Sheets integration, it is a really similar UI, UX, but for it is just go through the same thing, create your sheet, you're going to OAuth into your Google account, go through the same list of creating what tables you want, or choosing which tables you want, click sync, and then it goes and creates a Google Sheet for you that you can go and access.
Okay. And from a technical point of view, are you using both APIs and webhooks as a developer? So is that how I receive changes in the data back through a webhook?
Exactly. So webhooks keep it updated in real time, but the API is used to backfill the data initially, as well as ongoing reconciliation. And especially when you think of a system like Google Sheets, it's very, very different from a database like Postgres.
Right.
We use Upsert in Postgres, right, to keep the data in sync. How do we do that in Sheets? There is no Upsert capability in Google Sheet, right? These are very different destinations, and so we created this layer. It's fundamentally backed by webhooks and List API, which is what the official product we're building essentially on top of our own product, right? To make it work. But there are differences in how we handle it in Sheets versus Postgres.
So for developers who already have a database in their company, perhaps they've got a product database and keeping track of transactions, what would you recommend in terms of them integrating this? Is this something they should use as well as, or instead of? How do you see it fitting together with their existing infrastructure?
Yeah, so this is one where the future of this is going to solve that really well. So like I said, we're building the next generation of data pipeline. Data pipeline today will let you get your data from within Stripe to almost any external destination, but there's some data freshness and latency concerns. The new version that you can see that we're building is 1 second of latency. And today we can only go to Google Sheets, but the next big things for us to build are all these other data destinations. Things like Snowflake, externally owned Postgres databases, and a whole myriad of other destinations to solve the exact problem you're looking at.
Yeah.
I think ultimately, these two products are actually really similar, database and the next gen of data pipeline. The core difference is, do you want your data in a database that you own and manage yourself, or do you want it in one that we own and manage for you? If you want it in your own data destination, use the next gen of SDP, of Stripe Data Pipeline. And if you want less effort for you, less overhead for you, then you can use database.
Yeah. So actually, it's a good technical question, because when you think about managing your own database, even if you use something like Amazon RDS, there's a lot of overhead here. You've got to think about backups, managing all your users, scaling your database, and so forth. So really, from a developer point of view, you're offloading all of that to you for the solution. Is that correct?
Correct. And there's also things like API version changes, which results in schema changes that you as a user will have to think of. But when we manage it, of course, we just take care of it, and we will appropriately size the database based on the amount of data, right, that we need to sync. And also, if you think about it, many users don't even have necessarily the ability to provision a database for themselves. Maybe it requires going through infrastructure, right? Whereas Stripe database, is built. You think of it as a destination for the next generation of Stripe data pipeline, but we already set it up for you. So you just get a connection string, you drop it in your app, you drop it in your dashboard, and off you're ready to go in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. There's nothing to set up other than, hitting a command on the CLI, and you're off to the races.
Yeah. Now, you must have spoken to so many users in putting this together. Did you get a feel of what sort of user would most benefit from this? Would it be a large enterprise, or perhaps somebody starting a new business, or maybe both?
It's interesting. We get this question a lot, and the answer is everyone I've talked to has been really excited about this in a way that is sort of awe-inspiring and almost scary to me, because when I've talked to large users, they've all been super excited about the low latency. They've all been unbelievably excited, saying, this solves so many of our problems. We want to get this data piped into our own destinations to use in real time for any of a whole bunch of different reasons. And then we've talked to really small users and they've said, this is great, I want to build my app on top of this.
Yeah.
So I think between these two products, this is intended to stretch across sort of the entire world of our merchants. Such a core part of Stripe is we want to be like great for these really small merchants, the solopreneurs just starting off, and then like scale with you as you get bigger. And between these two products, that's the problem we're trying to solve.
Yeah, and what I love about this, and you see it in the demo, is just how easy it is to set up and use. I mean, you can really start using this today and play with this. And if people have any feedback for you as they use this, what's the best way to get that to you?
Good question. So, number one, you can reach out to us directly. You can, if for any of the like larger merchants that have a representative within Stripe, if you talk to them, that information is going to get to us directly. And then for everyone that's getting added into our private preview, you'll get a series of emails from us about how to onboard all of that, and you can just respond directly to those emails, and all those are going to go to me and Tony.
Yeah. It's one of the great things. You actually are meeting the product manager and the engineering team, and they really do read all your feedback.
Yes.
So definitely, if you think of anything you want to see, let them know. Now, what's a good URL to go to if I want to try this today?
So this is not open to the whole public immediately, so you have to request access. And we'll have a link to the sign-up form in the show notes from this, but it's going to be within docs.stripe.com, and then you'll find the database page within there.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming in today to show this. I mean, it really is an extraordinary new product, and it really expands the Stripe offering and helps a lot of people. And we're looking forward to seeing where the product goes in the future.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, everyone.